So after spending most of the weekend doing nerdy stuff at home, I needed to get out. So I've taken the short train ride up to the ever beautiful Lickey Hills. As you can see, autumn's kicking into winter properly. It was a bit of a rush out of the house when I realised that I was going insane because the 4 walls were closing in. But it was nice. That's the joy of being single. I've been single for some time now, after a 15-year relationship. Don't worry, this isn't going to turn into some sort of rant. But it's just amazing how much freedom and non-commitment I have, and the choice to actually just do what I want to do, which I don't think I'm ever going to give up now, unless somebody really, really special comes along. But she better love wild camping, or it ain't happening. And she ain't moving in either. No more. Grown accustomed to my own space too much. Right, it's about 1.5 miles up to the point. I've seen loads of people walking down with wellies on, which has got me a little worried, because this is never the driest path in the world. As you can see, it's boggy as hell. But I've got my nice caramel semi-waterproof boots on, which are still going, surprisingly. I've started shaving the heel off them now, so I'll give them another couple of weeks and then they'll have to be replaced. But I've timed this well. It's coming up to what, 3 o'clock in the afternoon? Squelch, squelch, squelch. So by the time I get there, I should just about see the sun go down. I've bought a torch because I'm going to have to walk back down this way in the dark, which is usually okay, but when it's this wet, I don't like taking any chances. I don't want big wet feet. As you expect for quite a reasonable winter's day, it's pretty busy. This is a cracking place, so accessible as well. This is a train station right down the bottom of the country park, straight out the train station into the park. That's why you get so many people up here. I do love it this time of year, when the trees actually finally drop everything. Well, most of them anyway. So, I've come past the visitor centre, where thankfully most people stop for 2 reasons. One is food, more importantly coffee, and there's a massive play area for the kids. And they love it. But I won't film down there because you know how the world is. People get funny, so and it's quite nice to sit there sometimes and listen to the kids enjoying themselves, and then occasionally wailing as they've hit the floor after they fall on something. I don't often come in here, but I thought I'd just show you this. This is rightly called Monument Lane. And this is one hell of a structure. It's just a shame it's got the railings around it. I have wild camped here before. It's quite quiet around here. Quieter than the Beacon. It's a bit messy in the summer though, because our woodland is generally because of the insects and the gnats. But the winter time's not too bad. Ground's terrible for pouring up a tent though, because it's mainly just mulch and stuff that's fallen off the trees. It's not very good at all. And that reads, the first stone was laid by William Henry Lord Lillett on Lord Lieutenant of the country of the 15th day of May, and it's all in Roman numerals, which I am crap at. I do apologise. Let's just say it's getting on a bit. There's 3 trees growing up the top as well. Yeah, like I said, it's a shame his railings are here, but without it, can you imagine, that would not be that colour. It would be so much graffiti on it, it would be unbelievable. Alright, up to the point then. It's not a bad day. I bought a couple of tinnies with me out the fridge. It's starting to get a bit cold now because the sun's on its way down. But all in all, it's reasonable. It's never a lot of wind down here, but once you get up on the point, there's always a slight wind. So it's time to explore a little bugbear of mine, and it's leaf blowers. Right, I understand they have their purpose. Well, I've just passed a guy over there who's on a lane to a private house, which has got oak trees, on either side. Well, the oak trees haven't finished dumping their leaves yet, so he's going down the road, blowing all the leaves into the verge. But once there's a bit of wind, they're just going to be back in the road. And why do you need them out the road? It's not like you're going to run a train down there and the leaves on the track are going to stop the train. Okay, leaf blowers, if you're picking things up, if you're picking the leaves up, fair play. If you're just blowing them out the way, they're just going to come back. Surely there's better things to do with your time. I just don't get it. Is it just me? I doubt it. Up on the beacon now. The usual selection of dog walkers. But it's a lot quieter up here than it is in the summer. You get families come up here, make whole days of it. I've seen gazebos, tents, parties of like 20, 30 people, kids and adults, just really chilling out in the sun and music playing. It's cracking. It's really nice up here in the summer. I do like coming up here. Not much wind yet, but I'm not over the rise, so and if I get up on the beacon now, I should see the last bit of the sun go over the horizon, which will be nice, which is why I'm here. And I bought some radios, obviously. There's no point in coming up this high without bringing a ham radio or two. It's a waste of energy. Birmingham's starting to light up, and you can just see the last bit of the sun over the rise there. When I got up here, there was very little wind, but in the last half an hour it started to pick up, which this time of night is bloody freezing. I keep forgetting to bring gloves with me because I'm not used to wearing them, but I'm going to have to start leaving them in my rucksack because my hands are freezing. I've got my hood up, so my head's warm, it's just the hands. But it's a lot better than I thought it was going to be. There's just a couple of people left over there. Everybody else is gone. It's not that cold that I have to keep running around to keep warm. It's not bad. It was a good choice to come up here tonight. Stood here watching the streetlights over Birmingham and Wolverhampton. It's got me thinking about a book I'm currently reading. It's called 1 Second After. Sorry, can't remember the author. But the basic premise of the book is that America gets attacked with nukes, but they're detonated in the atmosphere. Sorry, above the atmosphere. And it causes a massive EMP pulse and basically takes out everything. There's no electricity. And it's the most horrifying thing I think I've ever read. And about a month in, the storyline's a month in, and people have already started reverting to cannibalism. And the way the population is dying is unbelievable. I mean, you got the initial people going because pacemakers failed. Starvation comes later on, but all those on long-term medication, all the epileptics, all the list is endless, and it's one scary book. I recommend it, definitely, because we take it for granted. We just go to the light switch, turn it on, we expect it to be there. But you can imagine taking all that away. No infrastructure, nothing. Definitely worth a read. Right, let's stop rambling. It's proper dark now. It's been a beautiful sunset, really nice. But I'm cold, so I'm going to get home. Hopefully I'll chop this video up tonight. It's not that long, so shouldn't take too much time on my big computer. And I'm hungry as well, so food needs to be sorted. Yep. I'm the last one on the hill again, as usual. Okay, it's time for a challenge. Let's see if I can make it all the way to the train station in the dark without once using my torch, which is feasible. But I've got to do it without falling on my ass. You know me, I like doing things the hard way. So I've left the torch in the rucksack. And let's see how it goes. As long as I don't injure myself too badly, we'll all be okay. About halfway now. Gone past the rocky bit. God, this GoPro's ruining my night vision. Too bright. I'm on to the boggy bit. Which while... I gotta stop, I can't see this GoPro lights in my eye. Well, not as dangerous to fall on. Possibly still trip me up. In all fairness, I have walked this path hundreds of times, so I do sort of know which side to keep on. I thought I heard somebody then. Famous last words. Did you hear a sound? Warmed up now. Nothing like standing around in the winter. I can actually feel my fingers again. It's beautiful in here at night. I spent so much time walking around woods as a child, it's unbelievable. Alright. I can see a bit better now. Alright, onward. Avoid the mud at all costs. I call that Operation Success. Lights in front of the train station. And I made it without falling over. My left foot, is absolutely soaking because I did find a puddle, big puddle, which almost put me over. But I managed to stay upright long enough to keep moving. It's a funny thing when I'm walking in the pitch black. I do it anyway when I'm walking in remote areas or when there's no one else around. every 200, 300 yards I'll look behind me. Well, I'm doing it at night as well, and I can't really. Oh no, mud! And I do it at night as well, but I mean I can't see like more than 2 foot, so it's absolutely frigging pointless. It's just a real, I wouldn't say bad habit, but just a habit. Right, I'm gonna wind this up now, get myself home, and tuck into some grub.